People don't know anything about the opposite sex. People are heavily broke, but they want to get married, hoping that when they get married, things are going to change. It does not work like that. You know, maybe on the side of a female, instead of, you know, thinking about what you can also do to sustain yourself, just, you know, in case you get married and things don't go well for your partner, you can also help. You have nothing doing and you are hoping that, you know, you get married and then, you know, your boy or your man or your husband will just sort things out for you. That doesn't work in our current generation right now. My name is Emmanuel Junior Asan, and this is my channel. Welcome to this channel. On this channel, we talk about life, we talk about love, and then we talk about marriage. So if you are here, I'm sure, you know, you have something to do with love, or you have something to do with marriages, or you probably want to understand something, and you are at the right place. All right, so today we are going to be dealing with why you should not get married now, or why you should not be marrying now. These are the reasons why I think you shouldn't be getting married now. Reason number one, you are broke. When you are broke, please don't go and get married. Not just from the side of a man or the side of a woman, both sides. If you are broke, there's no need, you know, deciding to jump into marriage immediately, or you shouldn't be thinking about marriage. What you should be thinking about is how to help yourself out of that broke, you know, state. Now, we have levels of being broke. You know, some people are broke maybe right now. It's not that they do not have money or they do not have, you know, any source of income. Maybe they are just broke for now. By the end of the month, something will show up, or by tomorrow, or by the weekend, or by the next 2 days, or tomorrow, something like that. Some finance or some money, some cash will flow into their into their bank or into their money reserve. Okay, if it is that thing, I don't think there's a problem with that. But where you don't have an idea, or you don't have a clue where your next, you know, income is coming from, or where your next money would come from, then I don't think the next thing you should be thinking about is getting married. Maybe you've not prepared enough when it comes to income. So you are still in the state where you've not figured your way out yet. There is no need to be thinking about marriage. What you should be thinking about is how to help yourself out of that condition of being broke, where at least maybe you have a job, or you get a job, you are doing something to bring something into your hand, you know, before you be thinking about marriage. Because as I said in my previous videos about the misconceptions about marriage, links to some of them will be around here. You need a lot of money in our time, in our generation now. You need a lot of money to sustain your marriage, or to help your marriage, you know, maintain some level of comfort and happiness. Because I assure you, if you don't have money and you get married, in the beginning things might be quite okay, but as time goes on, you know, the excitement and all those things will vanish, because there will be a lot of suffering that will be imposed on the marriage, because you cannot do the things that you would want to do as a couple very, very easily without money, and it will frustrate the two of you in the marriage. So if you are broke, I will encourage you that think about how you can help yourself out, how you can get some money, how you can get something flowing into your pocket or into your bank account or into your hands, you know, on some kind of basis before you start considering marriage. That is the first thing that I think you should consider, and not get married. Even when people are giving you pressure from all sides, please do not succumb to any pressure. You are the one who will be going into the marriage. They are not getting married for you. You are the one getting married. So you should stand your ground and do what you should be doing. Then number two, when you are too young, I don't think it is necessary for you to marry now, because marriage is not for young people. When I say young people, I mean people who are not matured in the mind. You've not seen enough. You've not been able to experience some of the things that you need to experience to be able to sustain and stand in marriage. Now, in some of my previous videos about the misconceptions about marriage, I made you understand that marriage does not really help you in certain aspects of your life. Your weaknesses and the places you've not dealt with in your life, marriage actually amplifies those those aspects of your life. If you've not been able to master these aspects of your life, to deal and control yourself, your raw self in marriage, you are going to be a very, very serious problem for your partner. Because maybe your partner is kind of matured in a certain way, but you are not matured in a certain way. You are too young in the head or in the heart. That brings a lot of frustration. So what will be happening is that your partner will be forced to be babysitting you, whilst if babies come in, he or she would have to be babysitting your children as well. And that is a lot of stress. So if you are too young, when I'm talking about being young, I'm not talking about age really. But then age plays some kind of part in marriage. You should be quite old. You should be matured before you think about marriage. Because there are certain decisions that you make whilst you are very young. When you grow older, you regret them. You'll be like, like I had the knowledge I had, now, I wouldn't have chosen the person I am with right now. But you did that because you didn't have a lot of knowledge to make a very, very informed decision when it comes to the one you are spending your life with. So I think that if you are too young, you don't have to be thinking about marriage now, or you don't have to be deciding to marry now. You take your time, give yourself some time, go through some few things, observe things for yourself, get matured emotionally and mentally before you start deciding to get married. Then you shouldn't be marrying if you cannot be alone and you cannot be happy alone. What I mean by that is, there are some people who depend on others to be happy. Now, if you are like that, you are going to bring a lot of burden into your marital house or even into your relationship. Dr. Miles Monroe of blessed memory said something about, people who are in a relationship or in a marriage being as jugs of water which are either full, half full, or empty. Now, if you cannot make yourself happy, if you are not full of yourself, when I say full of yourself, I don't mean being selfish and self-centered. No. What I mean is you understand yourself, you know your weaknesses, you know your strengths, you are doing things to improve your weaknesses and kill your weaknesses and be a better version of yourself. That's what I mean by that. So you are full of yourself. You understand fully who and what you are, your capabilities and your incapabilities. So in that particular sense, you are full. So you are not depending on somebody to help you be happy, to help you be, appreciative of yourself. You don't depend on people to tell you look good before you know that you are looking good. Those kinds of things. So if you are in that state of mind where you are depending or you depend on people to make you happy, to make you feel like you are also a human being, then I don't think you should be getting married. Because when you get married, you are going to be demanding such a thing from your partner. And it can be really, really, really draining and frustrating. So if you are in that state of mind, the best thing for you to do is to get knowledge. Look for counselors. Go to places where they talk about relationships and marriages and get knowledge for yourself and appreciate yourself and come to the point where you can be with yourself in your own room, watch movies and be happy, engage in activities, constructive activities or educational activities and be happy. You know how to entertain yourself. You know how to make yourself happy. You appreciate yourself and you love yourself. When you are in that state of mind, I think it is okay for you to get married to somebody because you are not going to bring a lot of stress into the person's life. Then the next thing you should, pay attention to, or one of the things that should make you not get married now is when you have a low self-value or when you have a low self-esteem. I have a brother who deals with these things in depth. He's called Liberty Kwashi. He has a foundation called the Liberty Kwashi Foundation. His channel is on YouTube as well. Go look up his channel or look up his page or get in touch with him on his WhatsApp. And he has a book that he's preparing on this thing about self-esteem and self-value, which will be released very soon. And when it is released, I will drop the link down here so you can get a copy for yourself because it will help you. So if you have a low self-value or if you have low self-esteem, you don't have to be getting married now. Why? Because you are going to be putting a lot of pressure again on your partner. Because you don't value yourself, you don't know or you don't see what you are bringing onto the table. So you give or you open the doors for your partner to belittle or to, devalue whatever you are bringing onto the table. And I believe this also accounts for the many problems that are happening in marriages now. But then if you have, a very solid self-value or self-esteem, you know exactly what you are bringing onto the table and how to present it onto the table. So your partner sees that same thing, and then, your marriage becomes something very respectable and something very, very solid. So there you have it. These are some of the reasons why I think you shouldn't be getting married now. When these things are sorted out by you, I think that your marriage or your relationship will be very, very beautiful. There are so many problems inside relationships now and inside marriages now because of some of these things. People don't know anything about the opposite sex. People are heavily broke, but they want to get married, hoping that when they get married, things are going to change. It does not work like that. Maybe on the side of a female, instead of, thinking about what you can also do to sustain yourself, just, in case you get married and things don't go well for your partner, you can also help. You have nothing doing and you're hoping that, you get married and then, your boy or your man or your husband will just sort things out for you. That doesn't work in our current generation right now. You are just going to be inviting problems to yourself. You are just going to be opening the doors for you to be able to not say no to certain things. Because if your partner is doing this, if your partner is taking care of all the bills and on and on and on, then you have to be paying for it through one way or the other. You might not be comfortable with it, but because you don't have an option or a choice, you have to do what he or she is saying. So if you are broke, don't rush to get married. Sort yourself out somehow before you decide to get married. So thank you for joining me on this episode once again. My name is Emmanuel Asan. If you like the content so far, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, share this video, like it, and then share it with others as well to promote the channel. Thank you, and I'll see you on another video.